Imagine a world where electricity is limitless and completely free, where devices charge wirelessly, and energy is transmitted through the air with no need for power lines. What if humanity had access to technology so advanced that it could change the course of civilization forever? Now, imagine that such technology was discovered over a century ago by one man, only to disappear, hidden away from the public eye. What if the future we were promised was stolen from us? This is not just a hypothetical scenario. This is the story of Nikola Tesla, a man whose groundbreaking ideas may have been deliberately buried because they were too powerful, too disruptive, and too dangerous for those in control. Who was Nikola Tesla? Nikola Tesla was not just an inventor. He was a visionary, a genius far ahead of his time. Born in 1856 in what is now Croatia, Tesla showed extraordinary intelligence from an early age. He had a photographic memory, could perform complex mathematical calculations in his head, and was known for his ability to visualize entire inventions before even building them. His mind worked differently from anyone else's, and he believed that science should serve humanity, not just those who could profit from it. Tesla's contributions to modern technology are staggering. He pioneered alternating current, AC, electricity, the system that powers our homes and cities today. His Tesla coil became a foundation for wireless energy transmission, and he even experimented with radio waves years before Marconi was credited with inventing radio. Tesla held over 300 patents worldwide, covering everything from X-rays to remote control technology. Yet despite his revolutionary discoveries, he died alone in a New York hotel room in 1943, penniless and largely forgotten. For a man who once stood at the forefront of technological innovation, Tesla's fate raises unsettling questions. How did someone who gave the world so much end up with nothing? Why were his most promising projects never realized? The answers to these questions lead us into a web of intrigue, secrecy, and suppression. The mystery. Tesla was not just another scientist, he was a threat to the establishment. His vision extended far beyond what the world was ready to accept, and his ideas had the potential to disrupt entire industries. He spoke of wireless electricity that could be broadcasted across the planet, eliminating the need for power grids and rendering energy companies obsolete. He claimed to have developed technology capable of harnessing unlimited energy from the Earth's atmosphere, an idea that, if proven true, would have dismantled the fossil fuel industry long before it gained its global dominance. But if Tesla was on the verge of unlocking unlimited power for the world, why was he abandoned? Why did the same wealthy financiers who once backed his project suddenly withdraw their support? Was it simply a case of bad business decisions, or was there something more sinister at play? One of the most alarming aspects of Tesla's life is what happened after his death. When he passed away in 1943, the United States government wasted no time seizing his research. FBI agents raided his hotel room, collecting boxes of documents filled with notes, blueprints, and experimental data. The official explanation was that they were concerned about national security, fearing that Tesla's work might fall into the wrong hands. But what exactly were they trying to keep hidden? The conspiracy angle many believe that Tesla's work was deliberately suppressed by powerful forces that saw his inventions as a threat to their control. His financial backers, including industrialist J.P. Morgan, suddenly pulled their funding when Tesla's projects threatened to make electricity free for everyone. Morgan famously remarked, "If anyone can draw power, where do we put the meter?" It was not in the interests of the world's most powerful men to let Tesla's ideas become reality, because his technology would have undermined their ability to profit from energy. Some of Tesla's lost inventions, like his wireless electricity transmitter, his alleged death ray weapon, and his claims of communicating with extraterrestrial signals, only deepen the mystery. What knowledge did Tesla have that made him such a dangerous figure? And more importantly, where did that knowledge go? The suppression of Tesla's work is not just a relic of the past. Even today, there are whispers that governments and corporations continue to hide groundbreaking technology from the public. Is it possible that Tesla's most advanced discoveries have been locked away, kept from humanity for reasons we may never fully understand? The deeper we dig, the more we find that Tesla's story is not just about a brilliant scientist, it is about the battle between knowledge and power, and how those who hold the keys to the future decide who gets to use them. The world Tesla envisioned was one of unlimited energy, innovation, and progress. Instead, we live in a reality where energy is tightly controlled, where progress is dictated by profit, and where those who challenge the status quo are often silenced. Was Nikola Tesla one of them? Who was Nikola Tesla? Early life. Nikola Tesla was born on July 10, 1856, in the village of Smiljan, in what is now Croatia. From an early age, Tesla displayed an extraordinary intellect, a near photographic memory, and an ability to visualize complex mechanical systems in his mind without the need for blueprints or sketches. His father was a Serbian Orthodox priest, while his mother, though uneducated in a formal sense, was highly intelligent and known for creating household inventions. It was from her that Tesla inherited his fascination with mechanical devices. Even as a child, Tesla exhibited signs of genius. He could memorize entire books, solve mathematical problems instantly, and envision inventions before ever building them. His mind worked differently from those around him, and he often felt like an outsider. By the time he entered school, it became clear that Tesla was not just intelligent, he was a prodigy. He excelled in physics and mathematics, often astounding his teachers with his problem-solving abilities. His ability to conceptualize complex mechanisms without notes or models made him unique, but it also made him misunderstood. Many of his peers doubted the practicality of his ideas, yet Tesla remained undeterred. After studying engineering at the Austrian Polytechnic School in Graz, Tesla moved to Prague and later to Budapest, where he first conceived the rotating magnetic field principle, an idea that would later revolutionize electrical power generation. From there, his journey led him to Paris, where he worked for the Continental Edison Company, refining electrical equipment. But Tesla was not content with merely improving existing technology. He had grander visions, and those visions would take him to America, where he would change the world forever. Tesla's mind and work ethic. Tesla was not like other inventors. He didn't just tinker with machines, he saw entire systems in his head, working out complex designs before ever touching a piece of equipment. His mind functioned with a level of precision and clarity that few could comprehend. He claimed to receive sudden bursts of inspiration, seeing blueprints of his inventions appear fully formed in his mind, as if downloaded from another source. This ability allowed him to work with incredible efficiency, often skipping the trial and error phase that most inventors relied upon. His work ethic was relentless. He reportedly slept no more than 2 hours a night, working for days at a time without rest. He believed that sleep was an obstacle to progress, and he was known for his extreme discipline, adhering to strict daily routines and avoiding distractions. Tesla never married, believing that romantic relationships would interfere with his scientific work. Instead, he dedicated his life entirely to discovery. Despite his solitary nature, Tesla was not just a reclusive scientist. He was a charismatic speaker, capable of captivating audiences with his bold ideas and electrifying demonstrations. He conducted public experiments that amazed onlookers, making bolts of artificial lightning arc across rooms and lighting lamps without wires. His genius was undeniable, and for a time, he was celebrated as one of the greatest minds of his generation. But the world was not ready for Tesla's vision, and the forces of industry and commerce would soon conspire against him. Key inventions. Nikola Tesla's contributions to modern technology are staggering. He was a prolific inventor, holding over 300 patents worldwide. But some of his most significant breakthroughs remain the foundation of today's technological advancements. One of his most revolutionary achievements was the development of alternating current, AC. At the time, Thomas Edison's direct current, DC, system was being promoted as the standard for electrical power distribution. But DC had major limitations. It could not travel long distances efficiently and required expensive infrastructure. Tesla's AC system, on the other hand, could be transmitted over vast distances with minimal energy loss, making it far more practical for widespread use. This innovation laid the groundwork for the modern electrical grid. The Tesla coil was another groundbreaking invention. It was designed to generate high-voltage, high-frequency electricity, and it became a key component in early wireless energy experiments. With his Tesla coils, he was able to create spectacular electrical displays, sending powerful arcs of lightning across rooms. More than just a visual spectacle, this technology was central to Tesla's ultimate vision, transmitting electricity wirelessly through the air. Tesla was also a pioneer in wireless communication. While Guglielmo Marconi is often credited with inventing radio, Tesla had already developed and demonstrated radio wave technology years earlier. In fact, in 1943, the same year Tesla died, the US Supreme Court ruled that Tesla's patents predated Marconi's, officially recognizing him as the true inventor of radio. Another area where Tesla was ahead of his time was remote control. In 1898, he stunned audiences at Madison Square Garden by demonstrating a radio-controlled boat, proving that wireless control of machines was possible. This technology was the precursor to modern drones, robotics, and remote-operated devices. Tesla also contributed to the early development of X-ray technology. Long before the dangers of radiation were fully understood, he experimented with high-frequency electromagnetic waves, capturing some of the earliest X-ray images. However, like many of his discoveries, his work in this area was largely overshadowed by others who received credit for similar advancements. These inventions alone would have cemented Tesla's place in history, but they were just the beginning. Tesla had even greater ideas, ones that could have changed the world even more profoundly. Yet, many of these ideas were never realized, not because they weren't possible, but because they were suppressed. Tesla versus Edison. The rivalry between Nikola Tesla and Thomas Edison is one of the most famous conflicts in the history of science. Edison, already an established inventor and businessman, was heavily invested in direct current, DC, electricity. Tesla, on the other hand, championed alternating current, AC, which he believed was a superior system for delivering electricity over long distances. This clash of ideas led to what became known as the War of the Currents. Edison fought aggressively to maintain control over the electrical industry. He launched smear campaigns against AC power, going so far as to publicly electrocute animals using AC to make it appear dangerous. In one particularly gruesome demonstration, Edison orchestrated the electrocution of an elephant named Topsy to discredit Tesla's system. He even influenced the invention of the electric chair as a means to associate AC with death. Despite Edison's ruthless tactics, Tesla's AC system ultimately won. With the financial backing of industrialist George Westinghouse, Tesla's technology was chosen to power the 1893 World's Fair in Chicago, proving its efficiency and safety. Soon after, Tesla and Westinghouse secured a contract to build the first major hydroelectric power plant at Niagara Falls, solidifying AC as the dominant electrical system. But even though Tesla had won the battle of AC versus DC, his troubles were far from over. He had made powerful enemies, and the very people who once funded his projects would soon turn against him. J.P. Morgan, one of the most influential financiers of the time, had initially supported Tesla's work but withdrew funding when he realized that Tesla's wireless electricity experiments could eliminate the need for power companies altogether. Morgan famously asked, "If anyone can draw power, where do we put the meter?" This marked the beginning of Tesla's downfall. Edison, for all his brilliance, was also a businessman who understood the importance of controlling the market. Tesla, on the other hand, was more concerned with scientific progress than personal wealth. He refused to compromise his vision for financial gain, which made him vulnerable to the forces of industry and corporate greed. In the end, Edison's name became synonymous with electrical innovation, while Tesla, despite his groundbreaking work, faded into relative obscurity. But Tesla's true genius could not be erased. His ideas were so ahead of their time that even today, scientists and engineers continue to explore the possibilities he once imagined. The battle between Tesla and Edison was not just a fight between two men. It was a battle between two ideologies, one that sought to monetize knowledge, and another that sought to advance humanity. And in that battle, Tesla stood alone. Tesla's most mysterious and suppressed invention, the wireless electricity experiment, Wardenclyffe Tower. Nikola Tesla had a vision unlike any other scientist of his time. He dreamed of a world where electricity could be transmitted wirelessly, eliminating the need for power lines, reducing energy costs, and allowing even the most remote parts of the planet to access limitless power. This vision led him to create one of his most ambitious projects, Wardenclyffe Tower, a 187-foot-high structure in Shoreham, New York, designed to transmit electricity through the Earth's ionosphere without the need for wires. Tesla believed that the planet itself was a conductor of electrical energy, and by harnessing its natural electrical properties, he could provide free energy to the entire world. The tower was built with the support of J.P. Morgan, one of the most powerful financiers of the time. At first, Morgan was intrigued by the idea, investing $150,000, equivalent to millions in today's currency. But Tesla was not completely transparent about the full potential of his experiment. Morgan had assumed that Tesla was working on a new form of wireless communication, but Tesla had far greater ambitions. When Morgan learned that Tesla's ultimate goal was to provide free energy to the masses, he abruptly withdrew funding. Morgan's reasoning was clear: there was no profit in free energy. He famously asked Tesla, "If anyone can draw power, where do we put the meter?" Without the ability to charge customers for electricity, Tesla's invention posed a direct threat to the emerging power monopolies. Shortly after, Morgan ensured that no other investors would back Tesla's project, effectively strangling it financially. With his funding cut off, Tesla was forced to abandon Wardenclyffe Tower. In 1917, the structure was demolished, and the land was sold to cover Tesla's debts. What could have been the most revolutionary technological advancement in history was buried, and Tesla's dream of wireless electricity never came to fruition. To this day, scientists debate whether Tesla's vision was truly achievable or if it remains an unfinished masterpiece lost to time. The death rate of Tesla's later years were filled with increasingly bizarre and controversial claims, but one of the most intriguing was his alleged invention of a particle beam weapon, which he referred to as the death ray. Tesla described it as a directed energy weapon capable of shooting down aircraft, disabling armies, and even wiping out entire cities from great distances. The concept sounded like science fiction, yet Tesla insisted that he had perfected the design. According to Tesla, the death ray worked by accelerating highly charged particles at enormous speeds, creating a focused energy beam that could penetrate any material. He believed it could make warfare obsolete, as nations possessing the weapon would be invincible. In the 1930s, as tensions were rising in Europe, Tesla attempted to sell the weapon to multiple governments, including the United States, the Soviet Union, and Britain. However, no country took him seriously, and Tesla struggled to secure funding to develop his invention. Many believe that Tesla's death ray was more than just an idea. Some reports suggest that fragments of his research may have been confiscated by the US government after his death. Shortly after Tesla passed away in 1943, the FBI ordered the seizure of all his documents, including any notes related to advanced energy weapons. The official reason given was national security, But conspiracy theorists argue that Tesla had indeed created a prototype of the death ray, and the government was determined to keep it hidden. Despite the skepticism surrounding Tesla's claims, modern military research has focused heavily on directed energy weapons, including high-powered laser and microwave technology, which closely resembled Tesla's concept. Did Tesla invent the world's first particle beam weapon? If so, was his work deliberately suppressed to prevent it from falling into the wrong hands? The earthquake machine. Tesla's genius was not limited to electricity and wireless energy. He also dabbled in mechanical resonance, the natural frequency at which objects vibrate. According to Tesla, he accidentally discovered that small mechanical vibrations, when tuned to the right frequency, could produce massive destructive effects. This discovery led him to create what has become known as the earthquake machine. In the late 1890s, Tesla built a small mechanical oscillator, a device no larger than a fist, which he attached to a steel frame in his laboratory. As he increased the vibrations, he noticed that the entire structure of the building began to shake. The vibrations intensified until glassware shattered, and neighbors ran into the streets, fearing an earthquake was occurring. Realizing the potential danger, Tesla quickly took a sledgehammer and destroyed the device before it could cause further damage. Tesla later claimed that with the right tuning, he could bring down entire buildings, split bridges in half, and even cause earthquakes. He suggested that a machine no larger than a suitcase could be used to destroy structures miles away if properly calibrated. If true, this would be one of the most powerful and dangerous technologies ever conceived. Skeptics argue that Tesla exaggerated his claims, but modern studies on mechanical resonance have shown that small, controlled vibrations can indeed amplify into massive, destructive forces. Some even speculate that Tesla's knowledge of resonance may have influenced later research into seismic weapons, which some governments have allegedly experimented with. Was Tesla's earthquake machine an unfinished experiment, or did it become classified knowledge that was never revealed to the public? The free energy device. Of all the suppressed inventions attributed to Nikola Tesla, none is more controversial than the free energy device. Tesla often spoke of tapping into the limitless energy of the universe, and many believe he actually discovered a way to do so. One of his most intriguing patents describes a system for extracting energy directly from the surrounding environment. Tesla believed that the Earth itself was a massive electrical generator and that by using the right technology, energy could be harvested from the atmosphere without the need for fuel, power plants, or traditional infrastructure. Tesla's research on radiant energy suggested that electromagnetic waves, cosmic rays, and even the sun's natural radiation could be harnessed to generate electricity. This idea, if fully developed, would have eliminated the need for fossil fuels, ended energy monopolies, and provided free, unlimited power to the world. But Tesla's work in this area was met with resistance. The same industrialists who had backed his early experiments were not interested in technology that would render their business models obsolete. As a result, Tesla's funding dried up, and his research on free energy remained largely unfinished. Some researchers believe that Tesla may have successfully built a working free energy prototype but was forced to abandon it due to outside pressure. Others speculate that his discoveries were later classified by governments or private corporations to maintain control over the global energy market. Whether Tesla truly cracked the secret to unlimited power remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in scientific history. The missing papers. When Nikola Tesla died on January 7, 1943, in room 3327 of the New Yorker Hotel, he left behind a treasure trove of research, including notebooks filled with theories, calculations, and designs for advanced technologies. Within hours of his death, FBI agents arrived at the scene and confiscated all of Tesla's personal documents. The official reason given was that Tesla's work contained sensitive information that could be a national security risk if it fell into the wrong hands. The seized documents were sent to John G. Trump, an MIT professor and electrical engineer, who later reported that Tesla's papers contained nothing of military significance. However, many believe that this was a cover-up and that Tesla's most valuable discoveries were classified and hidden from the public. Some of Tesla's missing papers were later released under the Freedom of Information Act, but many crucial documents remain unaccounted for. Did the US government suppress Tesla's most advanced research? Were his breakthroughs in free energy, wireless power, and directed energy weapons buried to protect corporate and political interests? The mystery of Nikola Tesla's missing papers fuels speculation to this day. Was his knowledge truly lost, or is it still being used in secret experiments behind closed doors? The world may never know the full extent of Tesla's genius or what was taken from him in his final days. The power struggle: who wanted Tesla's ideas buried? Big business and the energy industry. Nikola Tesla's revolutionary ideas did not just challenge scientific norms, they threatened some of the most powerful financial empires of his time. His vision of wireless electricity and free energy could have changed the world, but it also posed a direct threat to the business interests of industrialists like J.P. Morgan and Thomas Edison. These men were not just inventors or financiers, they were empire builders who understood that control over energy meant control over the world. If Tesla's technology had been allowed to flourish, their wealth and influence could have crumbled. J.P. Morgan was one of Tesla's earliest backers, funding the construction of Wardenclyffe Tower, a massive structure designed to transmit wireless energy across the planet. At first, Morgan believed Tesla was developing a more efficient wireless communication system, something that could rival Marconi's work in radio transmissions. But when he discovered Tesla's real intention, to provide free, unlimited electricity to the world, he quickly withdrew his support. Morgan's reasoning was simple: if energy was free, there would be no way to charge people for it. He had built his fortune by controlling resources, steel, railroads, and electricity, and he was not about to let Tesla disrupt the system that kept him in power. Tesla's conflicts did not end with Morgan. Thomas Edison, once Tesla's employer, was one of his most aggressive opponents. Edison was heavily invested in direct current, DC, electricity, a system that required power stations at regular intervals and was inefficient for large-scale distribution. Tesla's alternating current, AC, system was far superior. It could travel long distances with minimal energy loss, making it the ideal solution for national and global electricity distribution. Instead of embracing Tesla's superior technology, Edison launched a smear campaign against AC power, spreading fear that it was dangerous. He staged public electrocutions of animals, including an elephant named Topsy, to convince people that Tesla's technology was lethal. This campaign, known as the War of the Currents, was not just a battle of ideas, it was a financial war. Edison had invested heavily in DC and stood to lose everything if Tesla's AC system won. Tesla ultimately triumphed in the War of the Currents when Westinghouse adopted AC power, leading to its widespread adoption worldwide. But despite this victory, the battle was far from over. Tesla had made powerful enemies, and they were not going to allow him to disrupt their monopoly over energy. Government involvement. As Tesla's inventions grew more ambitious, he attracted the attention of not just industrialists but also the United States government and military. His work on wireless energy, directed energy weapons, and advanced resonance technology raised concerns among intelligence agencies, and many of his projects were closely monitored. One of the most significant government interventions occurred after Tesla's death in 1943. Within hours of his passing, the FBI ordered the seizure of all his documents, notes, and research papers. The official explanation was that his work could be of national security interest, particularly due to his claims of developing a particle beam weapon, or what he called the death ray. The US feared that Tesla's ideas could be weaponized and fall into the hands of enemy nations during World War II. The seized materials were examined by John G. Trump, an MIT scientist and electrical engineer who was tasked with determining their significance. His official report claimed that Tesla's papers contained nothing of military value, but many find this hard to believe. Why would the US government confiscate Tesla's work so urgently if it had no strategic importance? The secrecy surrounding Tesla's papers only deepened the mystery. Some documents were later released under the Freedom of Information Act, but many remain classified. There are widespread theories that Tesla's work on free energy, wireless power transmission, and advanced weaponry was taken by the US government and used for secret projects. Some even suggest that modern advancements in military technology, including directed energy weapons and electromagnetic warfare, are based on Tesla's stolen research. Tesla's interest in extraterrestrial communication also raised suspicions within the government. He had claimed to receive strange radio signals from space, which he believed could be messages from intelligent beings. Whether these signals were truly of alien origin or simply a scientific anomaly, they contributed to the perception that Tesla was dealing with knowledge far beyond what the world was ready to accept. The classified Tesla papers remain one of the biggest mysteries surrounding his legacy. What was in those documents that made the US government so desperate to keep them hidden? Did Tesla's inventions hold the key to technologies that could revolutionize the world, or destabilize the balance of power? The Rockefeller and banking connection. Tesla's downfall was not just about rival scientists or government intervention. His ideas also threatened the global financial system. particularly the interests of the Rockefeller family and major banking institutions that controlled the world's energy economy. The Rockefellers were among the most powerful industrialists of the early 20th century. John D. Rockefeller, the founder of Standard Oil, had built an empire based on fossil fuels. His company dominated the oil industry, and the world's energy system was becoming increasingly dependent on oil, gas, and coal. Tesla's work on wireless electricity and free energy posed a direct challenge to this monopoly. If Tesla's free energy concepts had been realized, they would have eliminated the need for fossil fuels, making coal, oil, and gas industries obsolete. This would have crippled Rockefeller's empire and disrupted the global banking system that financed the energy market. Tesla's vision of wireless energy transmission meant that anyone, anywhere, could access power without relying on centralized energy providers. The financial elite, including the Rockefellers and Rothschild banking dynasty, thrived on controlling resources. Energy was, and still is, one of the most valuable commodities in the world. If Tesla's inventions had succeeded, they would have dismantled the economic structures that relied on scarcity and centralized control. It was not just about suppressing a scientist's work, it was about preserving the economic order that kept the wealthiest families in power. The pattern was clear. Tesla's biggest financial supporters, J.P. Morgan, Westinghouse, and others, withdrew their backing when they realized his ideas could destroy their profit model. The US government classified his research, ensuring that the public would never see its full potential. The banking elite ensured that no funding would ever reach Tesla's free energy projects. Even today, renewable energy and alternative power sources continue to face opposition from corporate giants and financial institutions. The same forces that stopped Tesla still control the energy sector, ensuring that any new breakthroughs that could disrupt their multi-trillion-dollar industry remain locked away or underdeveloped. Tesla's battle was not just about science, it was about power in its truest form. His ideas challenged the fundamental structure of global wealth and control, and for that, he was erased from mainstream history. While Tesla's contributions to electricity and radio are acknowledged, his most radical discoveries remain hidden. The question remains, what else did Tesla discover that we were never meant to see? Tesla's final years and theories, homeless and forgotten. Nikola Tesla, once a celebrated genius who had electrified the world, spent his final years in near total obscurity. The man who had once dreamed of providing free energy to the entire planet now found himself without a home, without resources, and without the recognition he deserved. By the late 1920s, Tesla had fallen into financial ruin. His most ambitious projects had been abandoned due to lack of funding, and his name had faded from the public eye. While other inventors and industrialists continued to build fortunes on technologies he had pioneered, Tesla lived in poverty. By the 1930s, Tesla had taken residence in various hotels across New York City, often moving from one to another when he could no longer afford the bills. Despite his financial struggles, he maintained his eccentric lifestyle. He dressed impeccably in the same well-tailored suits he had always worn, yet he could barely afford to eat. Hotel staff and close acquaintances described him as a man lost in time, still consumed by his work, scribbling away in notebooks filled with ideas that would never be realized. He continued to feed the pigeons in Bryant Park, speaking to them as if they were his closest friends. Tesla had always been a private man, but in his later years, he became almost completely isolated. His brilliance was undeniable, yet he had been left behind by a world that had moved on without him. Despite his hardships, he remained devoted to his inventions, insisting that he was still on the verge of scientific breakthroughs. But the truth was, his greatest discoveries had already been made, and they had been taken from him. As he aged, Tesla's eccentric behavior became more pronounced. He spoke frequently of powerful inventions that could change the world, yet he had no means to bring them to life. He applied for patents he could not afford to pursue, made claims that were dismissed as fantasy, and tried desperately to regain the recognition he had lost. But the powerful forces that had once feared his genius had ensured that his name would never again challenge the status quo. Strange encounters and secret messages. As Tesla retreated further into isolation, he became obsessed with something even more mysterious than his scientific inventions. In the late 1890s, while conducting experiments on radio waves, Tesla claimed to have received strange signals from outer space. At the time, radio technology was still in its infancy, and Tesla was one of the first scientists to experiment with wireless transmissions. But what he detected was unlike anything he had expected. Tesla believed that the signals he received were not of human origin. He described hearing rhythmic pulses, patterns that suggested intelligent communication rather than random noise. He became convinced that he was intercepting messages from extraterrestrial beings, possibly from Mars or another distant planet. He even speculated that advanced civilizations were attempting to make contact with Earth. These claims were met with skepticism and ridicule. The scientific community dismissed Tesla's assertions as mere misinterpretation of natural radio waves or interference from earthly sources. But Tesla was adamant. He insisted that he had discovered something profound, something that could change our understanding of life beyond Earth. In later years, Tesla's belief in extraterrestrial communication only intensified. He spoke about messages from space, about an invisible force that connected the universe, and about technologies far beyond what humanity had yet imagined. Some theorists believe that Tesla may have discovered evidence of an advanced extraterrestrial intelligence, knowledge that was either ignored or deliberately suppressed. Tesla's fascination with interplanetary communication was not entirely unfounded. Decades later, modern scientists would detect similar mysterious radio signals from deep space, leading to ongoing speculation about their origins. Could Tesla have been the first to make contact with an unknown civilization? Or was he simply a man whose genius had driven him too far into the unknown? As Tesla's theories became more controversial, those in power may have seen him as both a liability and a threat. A man who had once held the world's attention was now seen as a forgotten relic of the past. But Tesla was far from irrelevant. Even in his final days, his mind was racing with ideas that could have reshaped the future, if only they had been allowed to see the light of day. The death mystery. On January 7, 1943, Nikola Tesla was found dead in room 3327 of the New Yorker hotel. He was 86 years old and had reportedly died alone of heart failure. At least, that was the official story. But the circumstances surrounding Tesla's death have fueled speculation for decades. The first strange detail was the timing of his death. Tesla had been working on sensitive research related to wireless energy transmission and directed energy weapons, including his so-called death ray. Just days before he died, he had contacted the US government, claiming to have completed designs for an advanced weapon capable of ending all wars. The very nature of his work, technology that could potentially change global power dynamics, suggests that his sudden passing was more than a coincidence. The second suspicious event was the immediate involvement of the FBI. Within hours of Tesla's death, government agents arrived at the New Yorker hotel and seized all of his personal belongings, including notebooks, documents, and research papers. These materials were classified as national security assets, despite Tesla being a private citizen with no formal ties to the US military. The documents were sent to John G. Trump, an MIT scientist and electrical engineer working for the US government. His official report stated that Tesla's research contained nothing of practical use, a statement that many find hard to believe. If Tesla's papers were truly unimportant, why did the FBI move so quickly to confiscate them? Why were they classified for decades, with some still missing to this day? Adding to the mystery, some witnesses claimed that Tesla's room appeared to have been searched before officials arrived. Hotel staff reported that his safe had been opened and papers were missing, leading to speculation that someone had taken key documents before the government intervened. If true, this raises a chilling question: who else wanted Tesla's work, and what did they take? The inconsistencies do not end there. Despite the official cause of death being heart failure, there was no formal autopsy conducted on Tesla's body. Some theorists believe that Tesla may have been silenced to prevent his technology from falling into the wrong hands, or from being revealed to the public. If he had indeed developed a functional free energy device or a powerful directed energy weapon, powerful interests would have had every reason to ensure that his discoveries never saw the light of day. Even in death, Tesla was not given the recognition he deserved. The man who had revolutionized modern electricity, paved the way for wireless technology, and envisioned a future far beyond his time was buried in relative obscurity. His contributions to science were undeniable, yet his most controversial and advanced ideas remained locked away, hidden from history. Tesla's death marked the end of an era, but it was far from the end of his story. To this day, his missing research, classified government documents, and suppressed inventions continue to inspire theories, investigations, and unanswered questions. If Tesla's work had been allowed to continue, would the world look completely different today? And if his most important discoveries were truly hidden, what's modern-day evidence and theory Tesla's technology today? More than a century after Nikola Tesla's most ambitious discoveries, the world is only beginning to catch up with his ideas. Many of the concepts he envisioned, wireless energy, free power, and directed energy weapons, were dismissed as impossible during his lifetime. Yet today, some of Tesla's patents and inventions are finally being explored, raising the question of whether his work was ahead of its time or deliberately suppressed. One of the most striking examples is wireless electricity transmission. Tesla's experiments with the Tesla coil and Wardenclyffe Tower were intended to distribute energy without wires, yet for decades, the mainstream scientific community dismissed this idea as impractical. Now, major technology companies and governments are investing heavily in wireless power. Researchers at MIT have successfully demonstrated wireless energy transfer over short distances, a direct application of Tesla's principles. Companies like Witricity are developing commercial wireless charging stations for electric vehicles, and new wireless power grids are being discussed for future urban infrastructure. Tesla's theories on free energy have also resurfaced in modern discussions about renewable energy. His concept of tapping into the Earth's natural electrical field closely resembles today's research into atmospheric electricity and electromagnetic harvesting. Scientists now recognize that energy can be extracted from the environment using electromagnetic waves and natural resonances, a principle Tesla understood more than 100 years ago. Some even speculate that if Tesla's research had been allowed to continue, the world could have transitioned away from fossil fuels long before the modern climate crisis. His work in directed energy weapons, particularly his alleged development of the death ray, has parallels in today's military laser and particle beam research. The US military has officially acknowledged the existence of directed energy weapons, capable of disabling drones, missiles, and even electronic systems. While these advancements are attributed to modern defense research, many believe they are based on Tesla's missing documents, which were confiscated after his death. Even modern space exploration has begun to incorporate Tesla's ideas. His early work on wireless transmission of power has inspired current research into beaming energy to satellites or lunar bases, which could revolutionize how humans harness energy beyond Earth. Despite being written off as an eccentric dreamer in his later years, Tesla's ideas are proving to be more relevant now than ever before. Conspiracy theories. If Tesla was truly ahead of his time, why did it take over a century for his ideas to resurface? Many believe the answer lies not in scientific limitations, but in deliberate suppression. The idea that Tesla's most advanced discoveries were hidden, stolen, or classified has fueled countless conspiracy theories, some of which may hold more truth than fiction. One of the most widely discussed theories is that Tesla's free energy technology was buried by powerful corporate and government interests. The energy industry, which thrives on monopolizing resources and charging consumers for power, would have had a vested interest in ensuring that Tesla's wireless electricity never became a reality. If Tesla's research had been allowed to continue, energy could have become a limitless and decentralized resource, eliminating the need for power plants, oil refineries, and electrical grids. Such a shift would have collapsed trillion-dollar industries built on controlled energy distribution. There is also speculation that Tesla's missing papers contained designs for technologies that are still classified today. After his death, the FBI seized his documents under the pretense of national security concerns. While some of these files have been declassified, others remain missing, leading to speculation that they contained game-changing discoveries that were too dangerous to release to the public. Some theories suggest that Tesla had developed anti-gravity propulsion systems, advanced weaponry, or even the early foundations of free energy devices, all of which could have dramatically reshaped global power structures. Another intriguing theory is that modern black-budget projects are secretly using Tesla's discoveries. Some researchers argue that classified military programs and experimental technology initiatives have incorporated Tesla's work into hidden projects that the public is unaware of. From high-energy weapons to electromagnetic manipulation, the idea that Tesla's genius was never truly lost but rather redirected into secret research is a theory that refuses to go away. Tesla's claims of receiving extraterrestrial signals have also fueled speculation that his work touched on technologies beyond conventional understanding. Some believe that Tesla's discoveries about energy transmission and resonance were connected to a deeper knowledge of the universe, one that governments and scientific institutions sought to control. Whether or not Tesla had actually made contact with unknown civilizations, his work in wireless transmissions and frequency-based communication has clear parallels with modern efforts to detect extraterrestrial signals through radio waves and electromagnetic pulses. The sheer number of disappearing inventions and lost projects linked to Tesla suggests that there was more at play than simple technological challenges. His work threatened established industries, financial empires, and national security interests, making him one of the most dangerous figures of his time, not because of what he had done, but because of what he was capable of doing. Whistleblower testimony. Over the years, various scientists, researchers, and former government insiders have come forward with claims that support the theory that Tesla's work was actively suppressed. These whistleblowers suggest that Tesla's discoveries did not die with him. Instead, they were taken, studied, and in some cases, implemented in ways the public may never fully know. One of the most well-known figures to speak on Tesla's lost work was Colonel Philip J. Corso, a former U.S. military intelligence officer. In his book The Day After Roswell, Corso claimed that certain classified technologies, particularly advanced energy systems and directed energy weapons, were directly influenced by Tesla's work and other hidden research efforts. While his claims have been met with skepticism, they align with the pattern of military interest in Tesla's discoveries. Another researcher, Dr. Stephen Greer, founder of the Disclosure Project, has suggested that Tesla's energy technologies were actively suppressed by powerful interests to maintain control over global energy markets. Greer has spoken about classified government programs involving exotic energy sources, and while he does not claim to have seen Tesla's original designs, he insists that the principles Tesla discovered are still being used in secret today. In 1984, a former FBI agent who worked on the Tesla files claimed that many of Tesla's missing papers were never actually destroyed, but were instead transferred to private defense contractors for classified research. This would mean that Tesla's most revolutionary discoveries were never lost. They were simply hidden in plain sight. Even within the scientific community, there are those who believe Tesla was right all along. Physicists and electrical engineers who have studied Tesla's patents suggest that his work on resonant energy transfer, high-frequency electromagnetism, and free energy devices contain principles that are still not fully understood or publicly acknowledged. One of the biggest revelations came in 2016, when declassified FBI documents revealed that Tesla had indeed been under government surveillance for years and that his work was considered of potential military and strategic importance. This only added fuel to the theory that Tesla's legacy was deliberately altered, that while the public was led to believe he was a failed inventor, his most important ideas were actually taken and developed in ways the world may never fully realize. The fact that Tesla's name remains largely absent from mainstream education and historical narratives raises even more questions. While Edison, Marconi, and other inventors are widely credited for their contributions to modern technology, Tesla's story remains fragmented, his impact downplayed, and his greatest discoveries hidden behind layers of mystery. If Tesla's suppressed inventions were ever truly revealed, they could change the way humanity interacts with energy, communication, and even space exploration. But until those documents resurface, or until whistleblowers bring undeniable proof to light, the world may never know the full extent of what Nikola Tesla really achieved, and what was taken from him. What if Tesla had succeeded? The world as we know it today would look entirely different if Nikola Tesla's most revolutionary inventions had been allowed to flourish. Imagine a reality where electricity is free and available to everyone, anywhere in the world. No more power lines, no need for fossil fuels, no dependence on billion-dollar energy companies. Cities would be powered wirelessly, cars would run without gas, and remote areas of the world would have access to limitless energy at no cost. If Tesla's wireless electricity technology had been fully developed, the energy industry as we know it would have never existed in its current form. There would be no electric bills, no power grids monopolized by corporations, and no wars fought over oil and energy resources. Governments and corporations that built their empires on energy control would have lost their power. Instead, Tesla's dream of a world connected by free, unlimited energy could have become reality. If his death ray technology had been perfected, warfare might have evolved in a way that rendered traditional military conflicts obsolete. Tesla believed that such a weapon would prevent wars rather than cause them. If every country possessed the ability to disable enemy forces instantly, global conflicts could have been prevented before they even began. But if such power had fallen into the wrong hands, the consequences could have been catastrophic. Tesla's theories on resonance and vibration-based energy could have changed the way buildings, transportation, and even medical technology function today. The ability to transmit power wirelessly means we might have seen floating vehicles, cities without wires, and a world where power is truly decentralized. But instead of progressing in that direction, the technologies we use today are based on outdated, inefficient systems designed not for human progress, but for corporate profit. If Tesla had succeeded in achieving global wireless energy, the economic system that thrives on energy dependence, power control, and resource exploitation would have collapsed. The financial elites who controlled the oil, gas, and electrical industries would have lost their grip on the world. Tesla's success would have meant a complete shift in global power structures, removing energy as a commodity controlled by a few, and making it a universal right for all. But that didn't happen. Instead, Tesla was pushed to the sidelines, discredited, and eventually erased from mainstream history. The question is, was this a simple case of bad luck and failed business decisions, or was Tesla's downfall deliberately orchestrated? Was Tesla silenced? The idea that Tesla was actively silenced is not just a conspiracy, it is a theory supported by real events. The timeline of Tesla's downfall follows a clear pattern of suppression, financial sabotage, and government interference. Tesla had no shortage of brilliant ideas, yet every time he attempted to bring them to life, his funding was suddenly cut off. Investors like J.P. Morgan, who initially supported Tesla, withdrew their financial backing the moment they realized his inventions could disrupt the existing economic system. The idea of free energy did not align with profit-driven industries, so Tesla's most important projects were left unfunded, unfinished, and forgotten. Tesla was not just ignored, he was actively attacked. Thomas Edison went to great lengths to discredit Tesla's alternating current technology, spreading misinformation and staging public executions of animals to convince people that AC power was dangerous. The mainstream scientific community dismissed Tesla's later discoveries as delusions, even when they were backed by real experiments and patents. The most damning evidence of Tesla's silencing is what happened after his death. The FBI immediately seized his research papers, classified many of them, and declared that his work held national security interest. If Tesla's inventions were as impractical as his critics claimed, why did the US government rush to confiscate his notes? What were they trying to hide? Even today, Tesla's most radical discoveries remain absent from mainstream discussions. Schools teach about Edison and Marconi but rarely mention that Tesla was the true inventor of many foundational technologies. The history books focus on his failures rather than his successes, painting him as a brilliant but eccentric scientist who ultimately contributed little to the world. But the truth is the exact opposite. Tesla was not just another scientist, he was a disruptor. His inventions threatened the world's most powerful industries, and for that, he was systematically erased from history. His fate serves as a chilling reminder of what happens when knowledge becomes too dangerous for those in control. The legacy of Nikola Tesla. Despite the efforts to erase his work, Tesla's legacy has endured. He has become a symbol of suppressed genius, a visionary who saw the future decades before anyone else. Today, Tesla is celebrated as one of the greatest inventors of all time, and his name is finally being recognized for the contributions he made to science and technology. Tesla's influence is seen in wireless energy research, renewable power, and even modern artificial intelligence. His ideas, once ridiculed, are now guiding the next generation of scientific breakthroughs. Concepts like wireless charging, energy harvesting, and directed energy weapons all trace their origins back to Tesla's work. Tesla's alternative theories on energy, resonance, and even extraterrestrial communication have inspired modern researchers, engineers, and even independent inventors to continue exploring what Tesla started. While much of his work remains missing or classified, the interest in Tesla's suppressed technology is growing stronger each year. Pop culture has embraced Tesla as a symbol of lost knowledge and hidden truths. His name appears in movies, books, and TV shows as the quintessential, forgotten genius. The rise of the electric car company Tesla, Inc., founded by Elon Musk, has introduced his name to a new generation. While the company has no direct connection to Tesla's work, its success has reignited interest in who Nikola Tesla was and why he was forgotten. Tesla's legacy is one of unrealized potential. The world today is built on an outdated system of controlled energy, artificial scarcity, and corporate dominance, a system Tesla tried to dismantle with his ideas. The fact that Tesla's most powerful discoveries never reached the public suggests that his work was far too revolutionary for the world he lived in. But as we move toward an era of technological breakthroughs, Tesla's name is finally being restored to its rightful place in history. The question remains, how much of Tesla's knowledge has been lost, and how much is still hidden? If the world had listened to Tesla instead of suppressing him, we might be living in an entirely different reality today. Final thought and call to action. Nikola Tesla was more than just an inventor. He was a man who saw the future and tried to bring it into the present. His discoveries could have changed the world in ways we may never fully understand, yet he was systematically discredited, defunded, and erased from history. His fate raises some of the most important questions of our time. Was Tesla's downfall simply a tragic case of bad luck and financial struggles, or was he deliberately silenced by those who saw his technology as a threat to their control? Were his most powerful inventions truly lost, or are they being used in secret projects today? The mystery surrounding Tesla continues to grow, and with each new discovery, more questions emerge. What other secrets remain hidden? What breakthroughs were buried alongside Tesla's missing papers? And most importantly, what would the world look like today if Tesla had been allowed to succeed? Tesla's story is a reminder that knowledge is power, and power is often kept from those who need it most. If we want to uncover the truth, we must continue to question, investigate, and seek out the knowledge that was taken from us. What do you think? Was Tesla's work deliberately hidden? Was he silenced for knowing too much? The answer